Hello, everybody. I'm back for my weekly live video, and today's topic is, are you trying to do everything today? Which is the perfect recipe to not have it all, and I will explain that in just a moment. But first of all, please let me know where in the world you're watching this from. Whether, well, you're not on live because there's no one on live with me. So if you're watching the replay, let me know where in the world you're watching the replay from. It could be somewhere in Bermuda. It could be somewhere in Nepal. It could be Perth, Western Australia, which is where I am. So yeah, just as an aside, I like seeing how far these videos get around the world. A little bit about me before we get started. I'm Jen Turnham. I'm a mindset transformation coach, and I'm passionate about helping ladies who are struggling to be themselves because they often feel like they're too much for some people and feel that they need to dim their light because other people don't seem to be able to handle them at full strength. And I help women overcome feeling like this so they can live authentic lives, comfortable and proud to be who they are. I'm also the host of the free Facebook group Empowered Empathetic Extroverts, bit of a mouthful. If you think that this group could be something that you're interested in, we'd love to have you join us. The link to the group is in the post attached to this video, or you can simply search in hashtag Empowered Empathetic Extroverts on Facebook and you will find it. And I also wanted to draw your attention to a free guide that I created. It's called Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. The link to download that is also in the post attached to this video. Back to today's topic though. Are you trying to do everything at once? So how this may play out in your life, perhaps you are, this is definitely something I can relate to, perhaps you're trying to pursue every opportunity all at once, or you're trying to realize your dreams right this minute, and there's a bit of impatience maybe around that, or maybe you believe that there needs to be some sort of preset order for how things unfold in your life. An example of this is when I was growing up, I kind of had this subconscious path set out in life, and I think most of us have this. Mine was do the best I could in high school, go to university, get a degree, start my career, meet Mr. Right, get married, have children, give up my career to be a stay-at-home mum while they were young, and then get back involved in working life later on when the kids are grown up. So that was my subconscious pathway. And those of you who know my story knows that I completely flipped that on its head, but that's for another day. I won't go into those details, but it's definitely an example of how we tend to have this preset idea of how our life should pan out. Now, the reason sticking to these things, whether that be trying to pursue every opportunity all at once, trying to realize your dreams right now, or trying to stick to that pathway, the reason that can be unhelpful is because a couple of things. We end up with an overwhelming to-do list and a feeling of somehow missing out, and because we're spreading ourselves so thinly, we end up feeling like we're not actually doing anything very well at all. It can also generate this kind of frantic feeling because we're trying to grab hold of all these different things and juggle all these different balls and all these different parts of our life, that it can actually cause that kind of feeling of being a bit frantic and never being cool, calm and collected. If that's you, then I've got a couple of tips, I suppose, as to what you can do to help transform in this situation. So one thing that I'm going to suggest is try and see your life or view your life as being a book. And as you know, books have a series of chapters. And if you're a reader like me, when you're reading a book and you're totally engrossed in that book, nothing exists except what's happening now in that book. You're not thinking about what happened in previous chapters. You're not worried about what's going to happen in the next chapter. You're completely focused and engrossed on that current chapter. The other thing about a book is it only makes sense one chapter at a time. So if you jump into the book and read chapter 10, it's not going to make any sense. Now imagine if you could actually start to live your life like this. Basically one chapter at a time. And what you do is you pay more attention to what is yours to do in this chapter at this moment in time. So all of your focus, rather than worrying about previous chapters or looking ahead to future chapters, you focus on this chapter of your life. This current chapter could be you're at college or university. It could be you're in your crappy first job. It could be you're at home with small kids. It could be you're starting on your second career. So imagine the freedom of that, of just focusing on this is my chapter right now, and that's where I'm going to invest my energy. And the other thing to do is keep in mind the main point of this chapter of your life and focus on that. So for example, if you're in the university chapter, the main point of the university chapter is to get good marks, pass, and complete your degree. And if that's kind of where your focus and your energy goes, it's much easier and much more freeing, I suppose, than to be worried about all the other chapters of your life. So what I'm going to suggest is if you live your life like this, viewing your life as a book, and you're just going to focus on your current chapter, it is the rational way to experience having it all, because you're not expecting everything to happen all at once. So by having it all, you're having it all in pieces. Now, how do we do this? What steps can we take to start focusing on seeing our life as a book and a series of chapters? So step 1, decide what chapters you want in your life. Step 2 is accept that fate or the universe or God, whatever you believe in, might insert a few chapters, a few unexpected chapters in your life. So accept that that's going to happen. And lastly, concentrate and focus your energy on the main point of the current chapter. So figure out what that main point is, and that's where you focus your energy. That's pretty much it for today's topic. So just to recap, if you're trying to pursue every opportunity all at once, if you're trying to realize your dreams right now, if you're hanging on to that subconscious pathway that you have had laid out for you in your life, it's not going to be helpful, because you're going to feel overwhelmed or like you're missing out, or you're focusing on the wrong thing, or you're spread too thinly. So instead, try and view your life as a book and a series of chapters, and focus on and live in the now of the current chapter. As I said, that's it for today. Love for you to help me spread the word and get this message out there. You know what to do if this resonates with you. Otherwise, have a great week, and I will see you all again next week. Ciao for now.